All right, and we are live. Hello, 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 everybody.
Hello, digital world.
Yes, that too. Nina, Robin, or Robin and Nina, depending on where we are on your screen. Welcome to today's special, sort of kind of anniversary edition
Yeah, 12
of
months in.
Real Talk with Robin and Nina. So we switch back between Robin and Nina and guests. And so today is our 25th broadcast. We
Woo-woo.
are in woo woo, and we are in the 12th month of broadcasting. And Robin, including you, you're the 20th guest. Well, you're a repeat guest. So that's pretty cool.
Including me. Yeah, 20 guests, 25th broadcast, 12th month. We're calling it our anniversary.
Yep, absolutely. And the crazy thing is, we've had months where I was out, where Robin was out, where half of the office was out.
Right.
We've had months where shit hit the fan. And I'm really surprised that we actually made it to 25 broadcasts in 12 months. That's 2 a month, which is what our rhythm is our fortnightly, as Anne Handley would say, our fortnightly. Do you know who she is?
Totally. And for the record, Nina made me take off my Fortnite shirt before we started this broadcast. Made me put on corporate colors.
Yeah, you were wearing a crinkled white shirt.
It was a Fortnite shirt.
What is Fortnite?
Fortnite, it's a video game. But speaking of fortnightly podcasts, what's up, Iris?
Hey, oh my God, Iris, hey. What are you up to? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you're up to.
Yes, please.
So anyway, so what did we learn? I think this is a great moment to not only talk about our future plans, but to also talk about where we're coming from and what we learned.
Totally.
So go for it, Robin. What did you learn?
Yeah. So just, for our kids watching at home, we're going to be doing like a little post-mortem on live streams and having guests, and yeah, exactly like what we've learned from 12 months of live streams and kind of the big benefits that we've gotten out of it.
Yeah. I want to start with Adam and Eve. Like
elaborate, please.
In the beginning.
Okay, got
it. So in the beginning, so the one thing about getting LinkedIn live, so we're streaming right now from StreamYard. It goes to LinkedIn, it goes to Facebook, it goes to YouTube, all simultaneously. But as you all know, those of you who are our faithful watchers, LinkedIn is our beef, is our thing. And you need to apply to get permission to do lives on LinkedIn. And the way you do it is you apply, get declined, you apply, get declined, you apply, you get declined. And you repeat doing that until the second thing is not declined, but approved. And don't worry about writing a big essay when they ask you what you plan on doing with it. Because the one time I wrote, basically, give me the darn permission to do lives, is when I got it. So, yeah, perseverance is the word there. So you were saying, Robin, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're totally good. So, I mean, the big thing, one of my first takeaways from starting lives is I was very skeptical, especially for us, which is silly, right? Because we're all about video, and live is, the new type of video. Iris has been approved for lives. Not sure how to execute yet. Well, then stay posted, because we're going to talk about
stay posted. Number one,
all
and
of those things.
Iris, you have 60 days or 6 weeks. It's one or the other. I keep forgetting, to go live for the first time. So if you had that thing approved for a while, just go live.
Yeah, even if it's just, like, our first live was an announcement that we were about to start doing lives.
It was just two of us having it. It was really invigorating. I loved it.
And so, the first thing that I will say is, video for us, especially social video, one of the primary metrics that we track is engagement, right? And LinkedIn is doing lives is a great way to just like foster engagement and community. Even if people aren't like, probably most people are not going to sit and watch the full 30 minutes. But what we've have done really, really well is, a lot of people will pop in and they'll, say hi. They'll be like, oh, this is really interesting. Let me come back later. We'll talk about a lot of topics that people have been talking with and engaging with us about, kind of in a not live setting. And it's a great way to foster a one, it's a little bit more lively, and two, it's a little bit more of an in-depth conversation than the types of videos that we do when we're, just doing pre-produced, like 90-second videos. We can go more in depth in a topic. We can joke, we can laugh, we can do this or that. And then people who have been asking us, like we did like several lives back in the spring about like branding, for example. And we were having a lot of people asking us about video branding, and we even did a video branding series. And we got all of this great content that we could then point people at and be like, oh, we actually did a bunch of stuff. We have a bunch of video content here. Go and check it out, right? And to like enliven and further the conversation about, this particular topic. For example, right now we're addressing doing live streams, and we're going to be talking about several different benefits that you get from live streams. Like not only the engagement, we're going to be talking about micro content a little bit later on in the live stream. We're going to be talking about, the engagement metrics. We're going to be talking about the benefits of having guests and like resharing and all of that stuff. So, when then people ask us about live streaming, we'll have this live stream where we can be like, oh, that's great. We talked about these benefits that we got from doing live streams. So it's a great like multi-purpose tool for us. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a long-winded way of me saying that the big thing I learned was that I was underestimating how valuable it was going to be when we first started it. I was a little skeptical, and it has definitely like exceeded my expectations in terms of a content tool.
Mine too, but I think I was a little less skeptical. I mean, I was the one who also applied and pushed for it, but I think the things that you're bringing up are so valid, right? I mean, for me, the biggest single thing is the micro content. So if you have a good guest, and I mean, we're assuming that if you do something like this, you're going to invite some, I mean, you could do your own talk as well. It doesn't always have to be a guest, but in our case, I invite guests that are relevant to our target audience, coaches, service providers, et cetera. And not only in the video space, but in general, right? Because we want to bring it beyond what we can offer and sort of give a little bit of a bigger platform. Of course, when, I do talk to a guest, I often try to bring it back to video. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but it definitely is going to be something that is of interest to our audience. But the beautiful thing is, other than the microcosmos of everybody else that you're inviting into when you're into your world, when you're inviting a guest, is the micro content. So, taking these talks that are all between half an hour, and we've gone as long as 55 minutes, and giving it to an editor. We have a fabulous one, Jim Sturtridge. And I basically tell him, we talked about this, and this, and this that I thought was cool. He goes through it, he finds those clips, and then we create little, 45 to 90-second clips, always at least 3.
Really quick. Yes, Iris, we will do that in just a second.
Yes, we will. All right. Iris wants to know, for those of you who are out of context right now, and Iris is a friend of ours and a client. She wants to know about the steps of actually going into a live stream. So yes, we'll give that a quick whirl as well. So to finish the micro content, the beauty of the micro content is you also have a beautiful gift for your guests. Because you really want to attract quality guests. You want to attract somebody who actually has something to share, something to say. Does not have to be a famous person, does not have to be a big person in terms of their following even. It just has to be somebody who is entertaining to listen to and actually has something to share that is different than what you are sharing with your audience. And so having these videos as a thank you to give to your clients or your guests after is a great gift. And we have, and I have Bryn look it up. We've had so far out of the, what did we say, 20 guests, we have 78 pieces of micro content. Imagine, that is content that you don't have to shoot. That is content you don't have to script. That is content you don't have to rack your brain about what you're going to say, what the call to action is going to be, or any of that. This is micro content that gets edited from these talks, and it's, I mean, the nuggets that we get are unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's just been, for me, that's been the biggest win.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And you know, I would say some of our, you know, some of the content that has gotten the most engagement, that we've had some of the best metrics with over the past year, has been micro content that we've pulled from these lives that,
Yep.
you know, like you were saying, you know, takes way less time and energy in terms of production to get this marvelous video content. Right.
Right.
It's
And
just,
the thing
it's
is,
such a blessing. It's like,
once you, yeah, and once you've set it up with an editor, it's not an expensive thing either, right? I mean, we now have a template that we always use the same, and the editor knows what to do. We just give them the talking points we're looking for, and you know, it's not that we're not spending a lot of money on the editing, and as I said, the production is already taken care of. So yeah, I mean, having quality guests is definitely a big thing. And then the other thing is, once you have the videos, you post them, you link back to the guest. The guest uses the videos, they link back to you. So there's also this opportunity for ongoing cross fertilization
signal
beyond
boosting.
what?
Signal boosting.
Signal boosting. Okay, I like cross fertilization better, but
You can use it.
signal boosting is, or pollination. Signal boosting is just fine too.
Yeah, exactly, Laura.
Yes.
And thank you. And yeah, Paul, you're right on the money. Do you want to dial a few steps back and address Iris's question of like going through the steps of actually doing a live stream?
Yeah, I would love to do that, and it's super quick and easy. So you get the permission to live stream on LinkedIn. LinkedIn will not allow you to live stream directly from their platform, so you have to do it through a third-party vendor. There are several vendors out there. We use StreamYard. Seems to be the most popular one anyway. Love StreamYard. It only has a finite amount of buttons to press. Which somebody like me who's super curious and presses on all the buttons has been a great time savings. It has a really easy interface. You can create, as you're seeing now, a little, it's called a skin. That's the live thingy up here. That's something that you can, you know, create yourself in Canva, or, you know, Photoshop if you're so inclined. And then you just go, you connect StreamYard with your LinkedIn and, you know, two other of your choices. In our case, it's Facebook and YouTube, and then you start broadcasting, and that's it. And you can be you alone. Like, I'm going to do this live. Let's see if can I throw you out, Robin?
Oh my goodness, why?
Look, yay! It's me alone. Okay, you can do that, and you can do this. And you can do this, which I hate. I don't like this at all.
Me neither.
Yeah, I like this much better. Anyway, so that's really it in a nutshell.
Yeah. From a production standpoint,
Iris?
yeah. Oh, I was going to say just one last thing from a production standpoint, you know, in terms of like topic or whatever, we'll generally, like, if we have a guest, obviously we'll settle on a topic with the guest, you know, several weeks in advance, or, you know, that like, you know, we'll send out, you know, personal invites like, hey, we'd love to have you on a live. If it's just the two of us, or if you're doing something just a little down and dirty, you know, we'll usually settle on a topic 1 or 2 weeks in advance. We'll have like, you know, we'll talk about it a little bit in meetings, just like what we want to talk about and what are, you know, some of the main points that we want to hit. We'll refresh a little bit. You know, we get into StreamYard maybe 10 minutes before we actually go live, so we can make sure that we're looking good and we can review what we're going to talk about. And then we just go live and we riff, and people, you know, we can see your comments over here in the little comment section over there. And so that we can, you know, address things as they're commenting live, and we get to see comments from all of the platforms that we're streaming on. So we can see comments from coming in from LinkedIn, from Facebook, and from YouTube all at the same time in StreamYard. Exactly. And then when we're done, we finish it. Does StreamYard record it and upload it directly?
Yeah, it's I mean, super easy. So it uploads it directly to YouTube. Nothing you need to do. We just add a thumbnail, which is really the graphic that we use to announce our talks. So it looks nice in the playlist that we've created for them for the streams, and then it'll automatically live on LinkedIn and Facebook. And then StreamYard, when you're done, it has a quick pull down menu, and you can download audio only. You can download audio video. And you can, like we always, Bryn immediately sends out an email to the guests with the links to the 3 lives on the 3 different platforms. So if they want to share with their people, they can do so immediately.
Yeah. Just for the record, Bryn, would you mind commenting the link to our Real Talk playlist on YouTube so Iris can see, how it looks like and everybody else can see like how it looks like once it's all finished?
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, Bryn. So yeah, Bryn, by the way, is sitting in the background. We can see her, but we can't hear her.
That's true. That's another element of production is we've got we've got Bryn running point for us on commenting and making sure that we can do everything else. Although that's something that we could be doing at the same time. It's easier to be present. On camera. I
mean, when I have a guest, I don't like to do it because I want to focus on the guest and start thinking of the next question. But if it's only you, Robin, I mean,
Yeah. That's fine.
All right. So we've talked about the benefits of the micro content of the sharing. And then what else, Robin?
Well, I just want to, for anybody that's watching now or anybody that's watching later, one of the questions that I want to ask for people is, if you are somebody that's doing live, are you doing micro content? This is just one of the things that I wanted to talk about. I think it's, in a lot of cases, I think it is a golden opportunity that a lot of people who do lives are not taking advantage of.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm curious about, because there is it is super easy. And, like we mentioned before, it's one of the most valuable parts of doing the lives. So if you're somebody that does lives, are you sending it to an editor, grabbing micro content that you can share and give to your guests and use later, or not? And if you are, how awesome has it been for you on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm guessing 10, but if it's a 9 or an 8, that's fine too.
And Robin, you're assuming that people are doing lives with guests, like
that's true. But even if you're not doing lives with guests, like even if you're just doing a live yourself, you can still poll like, oh, this was a moment where I was brilliant and I want people to see it again.
Yeah. Yes. But I think a lot of people, like the way I see lives being used on Facebook, for instance, and I think, probably would stand to be the same be true on LinkedIn is, Facebook, especially where it's super noisy, much noisier in terms of content than it is on LinkedIn. Did I just say LinkedIn twice?
No, you said Facebook and then LinkedIn.
Okay, good. Thank you. I know that a lot of coaches are using lives to bubble up in the algorithm, right? And those are just like quick, no makeup, be as I am, jump on, share some tidbit, ask a question, get people engaged, and then do a lot of tagging to get people to actually go and watch the video. It seems to be working for a lot of people. My beef with it is, quite frankly, if I get tagged, and there's a couple of people who tag me regularly, and they're friends, so bless them, all good. I rarely watch the videos because they're 20 minutes long or 15, 20 minutes long. And I just am not watching a 20-minute long video unless there's a really pressing content reason why I would do so. So that is, for instance, why I personally prefer canned content, because it's super short and I can control it a little better as to, what the content actually is and how I'm hitting my points. On LinkedIn, however, if you were to do that, boy, would you stand out even more so than with a regular video, because again, lives, actually on LinkedIn, live is not as prevalent as it is on Facebook though.
No, but it's still like, people get the notification, hey, this person is going live right now. Thank you, Bryn, for posting. We've got the link to our full Real Talk playlist in the comments if you want to check it out and see like how it looks once it's all finished. And if anything, for Facebook or for LinkedIn, Nina, I would say that, goes to my point of you can do micro content even when it's just you going live on your own, because you're right. Like if you tag somebody and they go and they see it's a 20-minute video, they're going to be like, I'm probably not going to watch that. But if you tag somebody, they go, it's a 1-minute piece of content, and you say something in that 1 minute that is like really good or really interesting, and then you're like, by the way, I did a whole 20 minutes on this, I'd be much more like if, I'd be much more likely to go and watch it, right? Oh, that 1 minute was really good. Let me see if there's anything else that's good in there.
Well, actually, I don't know, Robin. So, I mean, my hypothesis is if I'm going on by myself, am I going to give that to an editor? There's a different thing than when there's two people in the room. One people's is asking the other people's. One person is asking the other person a question. So it's teed up, or just by one person listening, that the other person is having a conversation with them. Finding micro content that is contextualized and good to use in a one talk, I don't know. I mean, we would have to experiment with it. I'm not sure.
Okay, I propose a wager. I say we try it out and see if we come up with anything good.
Sure. I mean, I think you just would have to put a lot more thought into it. So, for instance, friend of ours and client, and we're his client, etc. Brad Ferris, he did for a while. He would just sit in front of his computer and record with Zoom, and would talk for 45 minutes, and then he would send it to an editor or a VA to have it edited, and that gave pretty decent content. But again, maybe my standards are just too high.
Yeah. Well, I have an idea. I'm not going to share it live, but I will share it with you later for something that we can try out.
Okay. All right.
So stay posted. Secret content coming your way.
Yeah, I'm game. Yeah. So, and I think going live, it's also easier to have that ping pong of two people, because otherwise I think it just gets deadly boring.
No, I agree. I think that lives, I do prefer lives with guests. I'm just, I think that there is an opportunity, especially for people that want to produce regular video content and struggle with the production of the canned videos. I think that, doing lives and cutting micro content out of it is an easy access into creating and producing, regular videos in a way that is painless and fun and easy.
Yep. Yes. Okay. Would agree. Although the editing is much harder.
That's true. Yeah. If that's a great point. Special caveat: if you have an editor, that's not you. Yeah. You're totally right.
Yeah. So, what are other benefits? So we have the micro content, and the micro content, and the micro content. What else do we have?
Oh well, of course, Brad. And may I say, Brad, you have come a long way. Brad, by the way, he just commented in the thing. You can go check him out if you're on LinkedIn. He's got a great on-camera presence, and he's very eloquent. He says things well. I aspire to be as eloquent and engaging as you, Brad, on a regular basis.
Smart guy. Not that you are not, but he's a super smart guy.
Yeah. I get tongue-tied. I need to practice.
Oh, yes, you're an actor. You're never tongue-tied.
I do sometimes, but. Benefits of live. So we talked about the one thing that I just want to bring back around is the engagement, right? We've just had a couple of great conversations and great points just now from people commenting in the comments of this. We talked about the micro content. We talked about, you're right. This is more for Facebook than it is for LinkedIn, but it does exist for all platforms. That live content gets a boost in the algorithm. People are more likely to see you. People are more likely to see video anyway, but if you're somebody that doesn't do, if you're somebody that doesn't do video and struggles with the production of the canned stuff, going live is a great way to get started with that. And, going live has all of the same regular benefits of doing video, which is people get to see you for who you are. They get a taste of your personality. They get a taste of your expertise. They get to be like, oh, I vibe with this person. This is somebody that I'm interested in listening to, that I, that I wouldn't mind working with, or, whatever.
Or can't stand that person.
Oh, yeah, or exactly.
That's all a headache, so.
Right. Right, exactly. You get that. You get an opportunity when you go live to make a good first or second or third or fourth impression or what have you.
continued impression. Yeah,
exactly. It's a more emotional medium than other posting mechanisms.
and I think another benefit is that, and you've mentioned this, the production setup is seems to be so much easier, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not, one of the things that, this is a great tool, even just for like practice or loosening up as well. One of the things that we talk about and we work with people a lot is this, there's a, there's like a timidity or like a resistance to, putting yourself out there or putting yourself on video. If you're doing a canned thing where you're filming in advance, there's this, the
critical perfection.
Exactly. The perfectionist streak can run wild, right? When you're on live, it's much more, it's much freer and easier. And I think it's easier to find your groove and find your, authentic self on video when you're doing live, if you're just getting started, than when you're, doing a recording and you're by yourself and you're like, I need to get this perfect before I put it out there. When you're live, it's already too late. It's not,
Well, but as we learned with Truxel in our last live, yes, live, you can delete.
Also, yeah, and you can get rid of it if you,
if you self-destruct terribly, you could delete. All right, so benefits are low production entry, although you do have to deal with the editing, but low production entry.
Only for the micro content. You have to deal with the editing.
Content, and then we had, what else did we have? Engagement.
Yeah, practice. You like the authenticity of live, not that you would try. Well, never say never.
Yeah, you got to try. You can try. You know what I did in the very beginning when I was like, super, super, super scared? Nothing like being 50 and being on camera for the first time and being female. Although I've learned that men have the equally as big hang-ups about being on camera than women do. It is I created a private group, which the only member was I, and that's where I did my live streams to see, what the hell it looked like and what I was doing and so forth. So there's always ways to practice a bit and see how it goes. And Deanna, the question is, are you doing canned videos, or are you just not doing any videos at all? I'd be curious. So hit the comments and let us know.
Yeah.
All right. Any other, hey, Nick, any other benefits that we haven't talked about yet? And step on it, because we also want to talk about what we're doing going forward. And we have 28 minutes in.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. I think we can move on to what we did going forward. In your recap, the only thing that you missed is that live has all of the other benefits of doing canned video. Well, not all of them, but 95% of them.
Okay. All right, we're not going to get into what those are right now.
Okay, fine. The one I was leaving out is, what I like about Deanna, no videos for now. All right, for now, I like that. Let's get on that.
Yeah.
But the one that I was leaving out is, when you're doing, one of the things that we love is making, series and making playlists. And when you have a really nice series and when you have a really nice playlist, it's a great way to showcase your expertise to somebody who's maybe relatively new to you. And like I said, we have the branding series earlier. So if we've got somebody that's relatively new to us and is like, how do I brand myself on video? We can say, oh, we made 10 videos on that. Plus we have all this micro content, go and check it out. And you can see that we know what we're talking about and we have our stuff. And, you can get, the refresher course on branding for video, already. You can go and, we talked about making bingeable content. You can go and binge our whole branding series because we made that. And that was planned and that was canned video. And the only way you can kind of approximate that with live would be if, and we did this also, is we had, a number of guests who talked about branding on video, and we have the micro content, which is similar. You can be like, you get tangential benefits. The only thing that you miss out on is the planned aspect of it, right? So when we have our branding series, we have, I think nine points for branding on videos that we had like carefully chosen and considered and picked in advance.
Well, you could do the same thing with the live.
And you could do that with live, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving forward.
Yes.
What was your brilliant idea?
My brilliant idea. I had a brilliant idea. I honestly, I'm blanking. What was my brilliant idea?
You were going to share it with me privately after, but I don't want to wait. I want to know what.
Oh, okay, fine. I had a brilliant idea. So I earlier in this video, if you just tuned on, I challenged Nina to, I think that you can do a one-on-one live and edit it later to get some excellent micro content. And, we're starting a new series called Robin's Riff that I have been.
I love it. I mean,
I've been doing all the bad habits of like creating a new series that Nina works with her clients about. And I have it on my list. Actually, I was filming some new videos this week, but I think that, let's do a couple live Robin's Riff. We can plan out some content. I'll go live all on my own.
With Clockwise logo.
Yeah. With all the stuff, I'll run this Hindenburg right into the ground. And
can you go live on my, would LinkedIn even like go for that? If you went live on my LinkedIn and my Facebook?
Well, we can use the same StreamYard, you can put yourself in the corner. Like how you did before.
But we could just have a dummy sitting here, so it looks like it's me. Yeah.
But let's try it. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'll go live. We'll come up with some Robin Riffs topics, and then we'll send it to the editor. And I think we're gonna get some stellar micro content out of it.
Yeah, that might actually be a really good idea, and then we wouldn't have to beat you up on doing canned videos.
Exactly, because I'm dragging my feet anyway, like a bad client.
Like a bad client. That you are. No, I love that. Tanya says, definitely content that showcases your brand and expertise is a great way for future prospects to know more about you. Yes.
Totally.
Bingo. Bingo, bingo. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya, by the way, does some awesome video as well. And actually with Tanya, we did yet another version, which was really cool too. I did an interview with her, like an hour interview with questions that we had planned. And then we sent that to an editor and had it cut up. And I think it netted us, I forget, but like it was about a 45 minute interview, and we got, I think, 8 or 9 videos out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, Diana, if you're still listening, that's a great way to like practice going live and get like that kind of micro content without going live. Like you can still do a 2-person back and forth tit for tat, record it on Zoom, send it to an editor, and grab content from it in the same way.
Yeah.
So that's another kind of like
without the pressure of live. And that's actually what we did in the very, very beginning before we were approved for lives. I would go on with clients and get sort of indirect testimonials that way. It was a great way to get clients talking about your product and what they learned from it, and before and after and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, as I always say, there's a million ways to skin the cat. You just settle on 1 or 2 ways to do it, and then you hit go.
Yeah. I never liked that idiom.
Future, I love the Robin's Riff going live. We're talking about some ideas about doing lives more regularly, more informal, and not just sort of, the guests are awesome because again, you're inviting not only the guests, but their entire ecosystem into your ecosystem. So it kind of sort of gives a bigger
signal boost.
What?
Signal boost.
Signal boost. I don't know where the F you're coming up with the signal boost, but yes, a bigger signal boost. Thank you very much. But definitely going on in a more casual way on a just 1-person talk is definitely something we will be doing in the future as well. And we have some awesome guests coming up. Which I'm really excited. And this is another benefit is, as you do more and more of this, and as you create your library and people can actually watch previous episodes and see that you're not some monster that asks idiotic questions, you really start. So what's happening now, which until now I would invite people into the talk as I would meet them, and or if I had a get to know with an interesting person, I would invite them into the talk. But we're now at a point where we are actually being asked whether people want to be our guests. And that when that started happening earlier this year, I was really proud, because that really means we're doing something right and we're doing it well.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think I'll say, are we getting ready to wrap up?
I think so.
Okay. So, I'll say, for those of you who are watching right now or who are watching the recording later,
and if you're watching the recording, sorry, if you're watching the recording later, #replay in the comments, so we know you watched it.
Yes, thank you. Let us know, are you doing lives? If you are doing lives, are you doing micro content? We would love
to know. What kind of lives? Love to know. Yeah.
And if you're not doing lives, and you have questions about live production or about cutting up micro content or about what we were just talking about doing Zoom recordings, please, hit us up in the contents or DM us. We're happy to give advice and value where value is due.
Absolutely. And I also want to mention, we have a masterclass on October 6th called Create, Connect, and Convert: Video Strategies for Binge-Worthy Content. Is that about the title? Okay.
That sounds about right. Nice.
Anyway, it's a 75-minute affair. And we just talk about the importance of fun and easy content that attracts clients, that is binge-worthy, that attracts the ideal clients. That's a clincher, the ideal clients you actually want to be working with. And just we just brainstorm in the group, in the masterclass, on just some really cool ideas how to get to content quickly and easily, and how to sort of give you a leg up if you're stuck on content, so you'll never ever run out of content again. And one of the things we do talk about is having a show like this and creating micro content. So
so if your experience of video or your idea of video is that it's like drudgery and hard and toil, come check out the masterclass and let us prove you wrong.
Yes, and I was just about to put the link into the comment, but Bryn beat me to it. Thanks, you, Bryn. It's in there. Thumbs up, she says. Thank you. All right, guys. We're about to wrap up. So as Robin just said, if you have any questions around a LinkedIn Live and we can help you with that, leave a comment here, or even better, send me a direct message, and I'll make sure to get back to you.
Perfect. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Be safe and be healthy. Ciao.
Ciao.
All right.